Oh my god, hey! Welcome back to my kingdom of stagey isolation. If you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Mickey Joe and I am obsessed with all things theatre. I am also part of the UK's Script Squad, which is a team of social media, brand ambassadors and influencers and YouTubers and content creators. We do a lot of things. For the UK premiere of the musical Be More Chill. This is something that I started doing in early 2020 when Be More Chill was first debuting at the Other Palace Theatre in London. Obviously, pandemic hit, it had to close, and we really didn't think the show was going to be reopening. Thankfully, the news came this summer that the show would reopen and transfer to the Shaftesbury Theatre, normally the home of the musical And Juliet, which wasn't going to reopen until September, which gave a window for Be More Chill to have a run in the West End, which is super cool. I know personally that the producers, the creative team, the cast, everyone working on the show is so excited to bring it back, have the opportunity to show it to audiences again and get to do it on the West End, which is a really big deal. And I'm so excited to be back as part of the Script Squad. So this summer I'm going to be bringing you all of the behind the scenes content from Be More Chill. There was a video I posted last week, we got to go to an event, learn a TikTok dance, do a Q&A with the cast. Today I'm going to be bringing you my review of the performance that I saw. And I'm going to be making a bunch of other content as well, so if there's anything you would like to see from the cast of Be More Chill this summer, let me know in the comment section down below and I will do my best to bring it to you. That being said, let's get on with the review. So it's fair to say this show has a very special place in my heart, and I'm more than a little bit biased when I talk about how much I love it. This won't necessarily be my most objective review in the history of the world compared with some of the other things that I write about and that I talk about on here, but I am going to let you know what I thought of the show. I can't remember what I gave this before when it was at the Other Palace. It was either a 4 or a 5 star. I, candidly, was not sure how this was going to go at the Shaftesbury Theatre because it's an intimate show, or so I had thought. I thought it worked at the Other Palace in a smaller studio space. I didn't know how it would work in a big multi-level West End theatre like the Shaftesbury with a 50% capacity audience because of COVID regulations. I thought, is it going to get lost in here? Are they going to get it? Is the vibe going to work? What will the vibe be? Turns out, I didn't need to be worried. I love it so much more at the Shaftesbury Theatre even than I did at the Other Palace. It worked so well. The laughs were there, the applause was there, the energy was there. It was really great. So now it is a solid 5 stars from me. Everything I want this show to be, it is doing right now. It is being right now at the Shaftesbury Theatre. I'm like a proud mama bird that really had nothing to do with the show. I would just get paid to talk about it. For fans of Be More Chill and people who saw it maybe in the Other Palace run, I do want to talk about some of the changes that they've made for the West End. They are few and far between. Some of the cast actually mentioned in the Q&A video that I posted last week that they had looked at some of the dialogue and some of the scenes and some of their sort of intentions in some of the scenes, and some of it had been like slightly reconsidered and redirected. There's some moments that are sort of portrayed differently. There's a couple lines that have very slightly been tweaked. For example, Millie O'Connell now says, "I love gay people," rather than "I like gay people." Again, minor differences. One of the changes I did notice is there's a lot more underscoring throughout parts of the show, and there were moments in the Other Palace where I thought some of the quieter scenes with only a couple of people on a bare stage lost a little bit of energy. Now I didn't notice that at all. In the quieter scenes there's pretty much a subtle underscoring throughout that just keeps it buoyant, keeps it theatricalized and musical. You really don't notice it, but it just helps maintain that level of energy. I thought it was a really clever creative touch. I'm also pretty sure some of the background graphics have changed. If you don't know, the set design for this show is it's a big LED screen that they perform in front of that shows locations and also graphics and occasionally other crazy things that happen because it's that kind of a show. And especially in the earlier half of the first act, I noticed a lot of different graphics that I don't think I'd seen before. Or I just wasn't paying attention the first time. It's entirely possible. So when you go see a show multiple times, I feel like the first time you really notice like the obvious great like leading performances and the ones with really well written characters. And then you go see a show again and you think, oh, I didn't really notice what that person was doing before. I hadn't paid enough attention to what they're doing. And you start to notice other people's performances as well. Then you go the third time and then you're like, oh, I forgot how great those leading performances were. And so by this point, I just love everyone in this show. Blake Patrick Anderson as Michael is so good. When I saw him the first time, it was the first thing I'd ever seen him in. And now having seen him in Rent at the Oatmeal Theatre as Mark in such a different role, I now appreciate all of his acting in this so much more even. His performance of Michael in the bathroom in the second act was just so next level. He got so into it emotionally that he knocked the glasses off of his face. I then spent the next 10 minutes worrying about who was going to pick up the glasses. I was like, this is a scene, that's not a problem, this is a scene. Oh, this is a dance. Millie O'Connell picked up the glasses because of course she did. Gonna wait for this plane to go by. Fly away. Where are you flying? The world is closed. So rude. Stuart Clark as the Squip is another standout in the cast. He is so good in this role. I make no secret about what a huge Stuart Clark fan I am. I've seen him in so many shows previous to this, but he's so fantastic in this role, and he's added more like gravelly, growly, sinister, villainy vocal choices, which I really enjoy. The other one for me was Millie O'Connell at this performance, because all of her comedic timing was just so on point. Every choice she was making, it was just so funny, so hilarious. The audience were eating out of the palm of her hand. She was really funny. I was with her the whole way. I really enjoyed it. And you can't not shout out Scott Folan as Jeremy, who carries this entire show on his back and doesn't even seem to be breaking a sweat for the amount of time he spends on stage. I think this was the first time I really noticed how little of a break he gets throughout this show. Opposite him, Miracle Chance as Christine is just genius and ridiculous. She is the most insane and I love her for it. She makes the craziest, wackiest choices. She sings crazy high, these beautiful songs, incredible vocal tone. I love everything she does on that stage. There are two standout moments in Be More Chill, and as much as I would love to sing the praises of some like underappreciated moments in the show that I really love, there are two really great moments that everyone goes nuts for. The first one is Michael in the bathroom. Now you get to this song and you just remember why it's such a huge, iconic piece of musical theatre. Blake absolutely does it justice. He gives this amazing, emotional acting performance with insane vocals. It was so good, the applause afterwards was ridiculous. It stops the show cold. The other one happens very soon afterwards, and it's the smartphone hour. Just the way that they stage this is so good. It's a great song to begin with, and then the way they stage it is so good. Renee Lamb brings all of the vocals. I love the bit where Eloise as Brooke just screams at the end. I love the choreography. I love the fact that the boys come on in wigs and they're dressed as girls in like onesies and pajamas. It's hysterical to me. It really exemplifies one of the things I love the most about this show, which is the way that it is this small cast that make every scene happen amongst themselves. Like when they're not being their leading characters, they're coming back on in crazy outfits to be like background people at a mall. It's very collaborative and it's very communal, and I appreciate that about this show. There's a wholesomeness to it. The theatre going experience was awesome. I had been at the theatre earlier that day for a TikTok influencer event, and then I came back for the show. Both were really COVID secure, really socially distanced, well spaced out, really conscientious and friendly staff who were very helpful, answered a lot of questions. There are plenty of different entrances for you to go in, so it's another one of those where you can get to your seat without really having to see or interact with that many people, which is a famously antisocial introvert I am a big fan of. Listen, it's not that I don't like people, it's... well, maybe it is. I will say once you get into the auditorium, there is a one-way system, which specifically to get to the men's toilets from the stalls will take you on something of a journey. If you're going to pee in the interval, like start with that. Like don't leave that till the end of the interval, like start, pee first. I sat in the stalls, I think row K or J, amazing view, incredible view. Again, another perk of the fact that theatres are at 50% capacity, there are no heads in the way, and it's a really perfect view you get in the stalls at the Shaftesbury. It didn't feel far back at all either. I sometimes see K on a ticket and I'm like, ooh, I'm worried that this is too far from the stage, but it still felt really close. If anything, having sat in row A earlier in the day for the TikTok influencer event, that felt, I mean, really immersed in the action, but you are looking quite high up at a stage, so bear that in mind. So Be More Chill is one of those shows that I think has such broad crossover appeal, where yes, it's going to appeal to teenagers and adolescents and young people who are just getting into musical theatre and who love that genre, but also I think adults who are into sci-fi and who are into just like funny shows, and the music is genuinely well written, the script is genuinely well written. It talks about feelings and emotions that are so universal, its themes are so easily applied to adult lives as well. I'm such a big fan of it, and I am not a teenager anymore, as much as it pains me to realise. But if you are a parent to a young person who likes musical theatre, you are going to enjoy Be More Chill. If you like Heathers as a show, if you like Dear Evan Hansen as a show, if you like Mean Girls as a show, you're going to enjoy Be More Chill, okay? It's so similar, it's so of that genre, of that vibe. And that is my review of Be More Chill at the Shaftesbury Theatre in the West End this summer. I'm so excited for Be More Chill to have this run, for more people to go and see the show and experience it and fall in love with it just like I did. Like I said before, if there's any content you would like to see from the cast of Be More Chill this summer, let me know in the comment section down below and I will do my best to bring it to you. I will be making plenty more videos talking about Be More Chill, so make sure you are subscribed here on my Stagey YouTube channel, and if you want to get an early preview of some of those, some additional content and some extended versions of those videos, head over to patreon.com/MickeyJoeTheatre, where I post all of my extra Stagey content. I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day.
For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!